What takes 5 minutes or less that everyone should add to their daily routine? Stretches. It feels great and improves your range of motion, which your body will appreciate when you get older. Does the morning stretch in bed, followed by the violent leg spasm count? Drink a glass of water right after getting up. I usually drink coffee in the morning. Sometimes I fill my cup with water while starting the coffee machine, and by the time the machine started up I finished my water and get myself a cup of coffee. Clean your cell phone screen. It's more dirty than you think. I usually just give mine a lick. Usually the 5 minutes for me is taken up by saying just 5 more minutes of sleep and it's wasted lol. You have more 5-minute moments throughout the day to enjoy, don't worry. Wash your face. Guys, even if it's just a rinse, and find a moisturizer that works for you. Takes literally seconds to apply, and people will notice the difference. Edit. Wow, this blew up. The basic theory for oily skin, which is what I have, is that moisturizing your face prevents your body from overproducing oils, as you have already hydrated your skin adequately. Washing your face will actually worsen oiliness, unless you're following up with a moisturizer, because when you wash your face you're stripping away all the natural oils, which then triggers your body to overcompensate with oil production. So, wash your face, even just with water, to clear away any nasty stuff that could block your pores. Then follow up with a moisturizer to basically tell your skin chill, you're hydrated enough. And no, it won't sit on the surface of your face like a layer of makeup, unless you're using a particularly crappy / unsuitable one. It'll absorb into your skin within minutes. Generally, women's brands tend to have a much larger range with a ton more research and history behind them. The men's stuff usually has a very narrow product range from brands that haven't been around for too long. They're also, from what I've seen, a branding exercise in preserving delicate masculinity. They all need to have black packaging with the word men in Maya font, usually with some exaggeratedly masculine product description involving cars and mud and power tools. Ugh. Too much money into branding and packaging design, probably not enough into the product itself. I use Paula's Choice Invisible Finish Moisture Gel on recommendation from a female friend. It works for me specifically, and I like that all their products are based on peer-reviewed scientific research. But why MMV? Every good brand will have a range of products separated by skin type, condition / concern, etc. No need for a whole skincare regimen, unless you really want to. I just wash with water and then use moisturizer. And for the love of God, don't use soap on your face. Doing a few push-ups every day. It may seem insignificant, but over time it really adds up. I recently put a pull-up bar in a closet doorway. At first I could barely do one, but now more than one. I thought it'd take time to do everything on this list. I feel calm as duck, but haven't done anything all day. Hope your belly buttons is smelling fresh. Drinking a glass of water when they first wake up. It rehydrates your body from going without for hours while you're sleeping. If you want to rehydrate and wake yourself up, try waterboarding yourself. Just sit down, drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, take a deep breath, and just think about stuff. This honestly helps a lot with being anxious about something, since you take time out of your day to think and slowly process it. I'll probably fall asleep. Flossing. Started doing this, and it feels so good now every night I can't not do it. Take the time to just breathe and be calm. Meditation gets hyped up to be this big commitment. 5 minutes a day of just sitting and breathing can really make a difference. Just doing a few chores. Make the bed. 3 minutes tops wash the dishes. 5 minutes if you get on top of it vacuum. If it's regular it doesn't take long at all. 5 minutes for dishes? I wish. I live with 8 other people and the dishes pile up every day. Removed. Brush your teeth. That's important for your health, and also it is a kind of an investment, because you won't need for any teeth treating as you get older. Edit. Many said that flossing is important too, so please make sure to floss. I'm sorry, but what kind of people don't brush their teeth in the morning? Cleaning your belly button. I feel like people forget about it more than flossing, and it can smell really bad after not cleaning for a while. Edit. You should only clean it once a week. BTW. As someone who is also in a profession that involves cleaning that area, I thank you. I once worked with someone who I thought had a shallow navel until I started to clean it with cotton swabs and realized it was so dirty it had just swollen shut. We pulled a hardened clump of dirt and hair out. An entire operating room was traumatized that day. Edit. It's called an omphallolith or navel stone for those of you who are into that sort of thing. Moisturize. Moisturize me. Farting on purpose to relieve colon stress. IDK man. You might get blindsided by a shart, and one small push will lead to a big disaster. Applying sunscreen. Your skin and body will thank you years later. I haven't actually seen the sun in 3 months. Help. Stop and just notice what's happening around you. What do you hear, see, smell, taste, feel? It's like pausing your own movie and put yourself in perspective. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Chill the duck out. I dedicate 5 minutes to that every day. Hours. Okay, this will sound useless if you are young, but could easily change your life as you age. My mom used to empty a box of 30 paper clips on the floor as she waited for her coffee to brew, and then she would do 30 body weight squats to pick them up. Turns out one of the main reasons people have to go to rest homes is they can't properly use the toilet because of leg strength. Also balance comes into play. At 89 she could easily do 30 squats and lived in a walk-up second floor apartment. She would carry her laundry and groceries upstairs, no worries. She might still be at it, but cancer got her. I will always miss her. Edit. My mom would be so happy to know she inspired some people on Reddit. She loved helping people and volunteered and donated like a champ to within 1 month of her passing. Thanks guys. Sounds like the squats would help wake you up as well as the coffee. This is a great tip. Your mom was awesome. Set dishes in the sink or put in the dishwasher if you have one. Clear trash, maybe take trash out. Just care for the basics. I have a dishwasher and it boggles my mind how my family will just leave all their dirty dishes stacking up on the counter with an empty fully working dishwasher right underneath. And then someone has to spend 20 minutes disassembling the huge pile of dishes. It takes about 15 seconds to open the dishwasher door and put in a plate/silverware. Just take a couple of minutes to appreciate your pets. Give your dog a bear hug. Kiss your cat's forehead. Heck, even just give your lizard an extra couple of crickets. Pets need to be appreciated more, and when you realize how amazing these little balls of love are, you'll see an impact in your mental health too. My puppa got me through some rough times this year, and sometimes non-verbal support can be the best. Edit. I know the thank you edits at the bottom tend to be annoying, but I have to say, I wasn't expecting gold on one of my first posts. That really made my day. I read this as give your dog or bear a hug, and I got confused and scared for a second. So the happiness for being back home every day after work. Okay, so all I need is a and a job. Meditation. I tell a lot of people that this is great for anxiety, but people don't take me serious. I started meditating about a month ago. It's gonna sound nuts, but I was in a heavy shroom trip and got told by my pet ferret to start meditating and I'll be happier, and have been, and have had a lot of really nice things fall into place. Say a proper hello to your dog and remind them they are a good boy or girl. You are the highlight of their lives and those little moments are the best moments in their day, and you're filling up on oxytocin. Checking up on friends. Being in a tough spot like depression, heartbreak, financial, family and job issues doesn't take much time with phones nowadays and can mean the world to them. My buddy lives on the other side of the country, but he called me randomly yesterday and we talked for an hour. Checking in with your people is very important, especially for people with low self-esteem. Take 30 seconds 3 times a day to unapologetically and wholeheartedly allow yourself to think something positive about yourself. As simple as I finished my book today and am proud of that, or I did a good deed, or I did well at work today. In my experience it greatly helps in breaking negative self-talking habits. Edit. Grammar. I think this is a good tip. I think it could also be good to think positive thoughts about yourself that don't have to with things you've accomplished or how well you did. I say this because, as someone with low self-esteem, I'm trying and struggling to notice my worth independent of the perceived value I provide to others. Look into the distance once in a while, so your eyes won't go bad sooner than necessary. For people who sit in front of the PC or are on their phone a lot. Close bracket. 20 rule. Every 20 minutes look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. You know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I really appreciate posts, at least in this kind of subs, that put SGMted reading time in headline. The same goes for emails or newsletters. Are you saying it took you 5 minutes to read the headline? Breathing. I sometimes forget that one, thanks. Sitting with straight back and making it a habit. You'll find it difficult at the start, but trust me, later you'll find your body posture is on a whole new level. My cat got injured recently and had to be quarantined in my bathroom for 10 days. Every day I would go in and feed her, give her some meds, etc., and just sit and hold her for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. After just a few days I noticed a big difference in my back muscles. Sitting erect with no back support for 10 minutes 3 or 4 times a day was so hard at first, and then it quickly got easy. The cat is better now, so I've stopped doing this, and immediately my back became weak again. You sit or lose it. Masturbate 10 times. Damn bro, you got some crazy reload times. Any chance you rocking that sleight of hand? Say positive remarks on yourself, yesterday and today. Make them about yourself. For example, I love how, when I pet my dog I feel excited too. Yesterday a stranger complimented my shirt, it felt amazing. And today I'm going to be motivated in work, school etc. and have an amazing day. It's amazing what it can do to you. A few simple positives. Heck, you can even say I saw a pigeon eat a french fry, boom. Come to parking lot, crazy pigeon action. I'm the single laziest person you will ever meet on the planet Earth. Everyone I know can vouch for this. I bought a treadmill and as lazy as I knew it'd be to stick to a program I vowed to, no matter what, at least jog 5 minutes a day on it no matter what. I haven't failed it cause it's something so damn simple you couldn't say no if you tried. And in the course of 3 months I upped my jog time when I test it out for fun from 4 minutes without stopping to 20 minutes. I nearly cried when I reached that time. TLDR. Buy treadmill, run 5 minutes a day on it. Seems like nothing, but it can change your life drastically. Something super simple that you'd literally never have an excuse every day to say no to. I'm that lazy that I don't even finish my Duolingo or any other method of learning a new language. Sure, 5 minutes a day might not be much, but it really adds up, and learning a second or third language, or even having a base level familiarity with it can be helpful in an increasingly global world. Plus, it's always pretty good to have on a resume. But coming from a language educator, don't expect to actually be able to speak much of anything just from Duolingo, or any product that exclusively/mostly teaches language through translation. #edit. To expand on what I wrote above, what you/Jeff Bailey wrote in their comment covers a good chunk of the gist of it. There's nothing wrong per se with Duolingo's approach, in that it won't hurt you or anything. But any program that has you interfacing with the target language via a non-target language is not setting you up for success in the intermediate and long term. This isn't to say that all translation in learning a language is bad, just that learning a language through translation will teach you to translate to/from the language, not to speak it. Proficiency in a language, conversational and otherwise, beyond the absolute beginner level requires you to process the target language through the language itself, as having to bidirectionally translate each and every utterance is both exhausting and inefficient. I would say, however, that you might be able to get away with it if you're transferring between two languages that are either extremely closely related genealogically, e.g., Spanish and Portuguese, which barely qualify as distinct languages from a linguistic point of view, or share extremely similar typologies due to contact, e.g., languages in the Southeast Asian linguistic area, or Korean and Japanese. Of course, an app that is aiming to transfer from English, or any of the other contact languages, to borrow a term from fieldwork, to languages as divergent as Nahuatl, Turkish, or Zulu should not only be judged on how the app works for languages similar to English, or the contact language in general, but even for the easy languages to learn, it would be unwise to just use Duolingo. For the most part, I agree with the principle behind encouraging learners to change the language of their phones, listen to target language radio, etc. But again, this is only feasible for beginners when learning an extremely closely related language. If you've never studied Mandarin before, try switching the language on your phone too, and changing the audio on Netflix to Chinese and let me know how that goes for you. It's a great strategy for intermediate and above, not so much for your first steps. Just to make it clear, subtitles in your native language pretty much render the whole thing useless as a language learning exercise, so don't use them if you're watching to learn, and not mainly to be entertained. Nothing wrong with watching shows for fun, of course, but just don't expect to learn much from it. The key here is that input is not particularly helpful beyond helping you learn the phonology unless that input is comprehensible. That's why the suggestion from you/Kadistra_G to use children's books as a tool is a great one as far as literacy goes. Okay, so I've been rambling for a solid few paragraphs now, and I've basically told you a bunch of things not to do. The problem with telling you what you should do is that it really depends on the language, on your age, your linguistic background, and most of all, your learning style. That being said, I would stipulate that actual interaction with a native or advanced speaker of the language is necessary in almost all cases to achieve conversational proficiency. You don't speak a language until you're familiar with the semantics and pragmatics of a language, and you just can't learn the latter with a book. At the very least, you should have some method/activity/program that can go for more than a couple minutes at a time without interjecting any English. It doesn't have to be the primary way you learn, but it should be at least one of them. Miscellaneous thoughts. For the sake of full transparency, I'm one of the creators of a program for kids to learn languages from a full immersion sitcom style video series. But the market for our program shares little overlap with that of Duolingo, etc. So I hope that it's clear that what I wrote above is meant to give honest advice to language learners, and certainly not to diss other programs. I would highly recommend using an SRS program like Anki to retain vocabulary. It's what helped me make the huge leap from an intermediate B1/2 to advanced C1 level of Mandarin, and it takes away all the stress of flashcards while making them 1000x more effective. Duolingo here is standing in for many of the language apps that have flooded the marketplace. One popular app that doesn't use translation is Rosetta Stone, whose method is actually not too bad. Unfortunately, it's also guilty of being expensive after recycling most of its content across courses for vastly different languages that, if their main goal were to teach you languages, rather than capitalize on their market share, would follow quite different structures, entirely removing the language from the context in which it is spoken, much like all the other apps, inducing many a yawn among its users. Part of the reason why Duolingo has been able to grow so quickly is that their courses are developed and designed by volunteer contributors, not by professional educators. That is, they are crowdsourced, which is a pretty ingenious business move. Unfortunately, it's also very apparent that few of the contributors have any training in language learning pedagogy. For the love of the flying spaghetti monster, no, you can't become fluent in 3 months. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you a lie. Taking time to appreciate the beauty in everything and to be present in rich life experiences. The complexity of the things that we get to enjoy is seriously nuts. Even the phone that you're probably on right now is so much more advanced than the technology it took to put men in the moon. As Louis C.K. would say, any text message you get at any speed is a miracle. I experienced a loss in my life that really made me slow down. Telling my story to r/AskReddit readers really touched a lot of people. Just today someone replied with an award cost bot, and I found out it was one of the most awarded comments ever, and it's been nice to see responses of people saying they'll take time to be present, to slow down, and appreciate a cup of coffee or smiles, etc. So yeah, take 5 minutes a day to really take in the surreal beauty of being alive. That text brought tears to my eyes. So touching. There's an app I use called Dailyo where you rate how you're feeling and log what activities you're doing. I'm coming up on a 600-day streak, and it's helped me understand a lot of things in my life better. How much worse I feel when I procrastinate or skip meals, that my job I thought I loved was actually making me feel on average much worse than usual, etc. Drinking water, taking a 5 minimum walk, stretching, eat a piece of fruit, smile for no reason other than to make you smile, smoke a bowl. Thanks Dr. Buttliker. Writing a short summary of your daily thoughts in a diary. If I get a nice thought I just write that down in notes on my phone. Be informed. Read an article on a current event that is not on FB or Agor, Twitter, and not ducking television. Understand the article. Ask yourself what pieces of information you are missing in order to understand the article. Also what pieces of information you need to fact check the article. What might the author be misrepresenting, or oming, or omitting? Look up what you need to determine if this is an article you would send to a friend or colleague, so it doesn't bite you in the ear when you do, or when your friend or colleague brings it up to you first. That's 5 minutes. When you are prepping for your MBA, the first tip is to read. Read a lot and read dense material. It's amazing how much reading something long form engages your mind. Text good morning to your mum and dad. Yes. I lost my mom 3 years ago and I still wanna message her, and then I remember I can't. Lucky I can still message my dad every morning and good night every night. Hate boiling water for spaghetti? Boil like 3 gallons worth and freeze it for later. Sleep 5 minutes longer. Stop the urge of checking if your ex that you muted and archived messaged you. That hit home lol. Being grateful. I've seen way too many people only focus on the bad things during the day. Spending 5 minutes a day just remembering things you are grateful for is what keeps you going through the day. Make your bed. I work 12-hour night shifts and let me tell ya, best part of my day is snuggling into my nest of pillows and blankets. Stretching. Flossing. I can't stress that enough. If you spend a good minute on the tops, a good minute on the bottom and mouthwash for another minute, sometimes I do too, your oral health will thank you. I didn't know to floss properly until this last year and I floss like 3 times a day. I love it. Tend a small herb garden. Nothing is as satisfying as a quick caprese salad on a warm Saturday. Planking. If you can do a 5-minute plank I suppose you are a god. JK, I know you meant STH else. Washing their hands after using the toilet. Brush your eyebrows. How big are they that they would necessitate a brush? Mend clothes, socks in particular. Doing 5 minutes for a small mend will save you the much more time consuming later mend. Also it will make you stop buying junk and focus on quality. Or if the notion of durable items are strange to you, sort/hang your clothes, or clean/polish your shoes, or sort the jacket pockets/handbag. Or if non-textile, spot cleaning an area, a shelf in a bookshelf or the fridge, a window pane, the upper side of a door. Really, those get nasty. If you keep your entire domicile in rotation, this can end up with that you only need the occasional vacuuming or wiping the floor to keep the domicile sparkling clean. Masturbate in the morning. Gets you happy the rest of the day. Yeah, but I'm also then tired all day. Just reading a little bit helps to calm you down. Doing gargles with salty water. It will keep your gums as strong as stone. Make it a habit, so you won't have to suffer from weak gums. Wear a mask in public. Not that I'll actually take my own advice, but flossing. Saying positive affirmations and manifesting your goals out loud. Started doing that recently, and it's been helping me get out of a funk. Do a prayer. I don't mean in a religious sense, but just like, may I have a good day, may things go well tomorrow, may I handle my difficulties. You can do a prayer in like 10 to 30 seconds and it definitely has benefits. Brush your face and wash your teeth. You can't start your day without it. May seem a little obvious, but have breakfast. Even if it's a piece of fruit or some toast, just to get your body going and give you some energy. Always surprises me when I hear how many people don't bother with breakfast. I've curiously done the opposite, always had breakfast, now I rarely do it. Funnily enough, it makes no changes to my day. Brush your dog's teeth. Maybe not just 5 minutes, but exercise a little. The same hormones that you get in your pills for depression, those are the same hormones that comes out naturally in your body, and they're free. It can also help with body positivity. You can have a hobby and perhaps a goal in life. It doesn't have to be much, just a few squats and push-ups at randomly given times of the day. Exercise also helps you live a longer and healthier life, along with rest and a good eating habit, of course. It's the little things. Try some squats right now. Say something nice to someone. A sincere compliment, cool shoes, can make someone's day. Take time to rest your eyes, especially with everything being on screens now coming from strained eyes. Demand justice for Breonna Taylor. Brush your ducking teeth. The number of people I work with that have clearly never used a toothbrush is too damn high. Check on the people in your basement. This is funny, because I have 2 people in my basement, and going to add another one next week. I check on them every morning. Think about what you did yesterday. Calms you down apparently. Brushing your teeth, such a simple thing that so many people don't do. Brush night for your health and morning for everyone else. You can do a skincare routine. Add another 5 minutes and you can do basic makeup. I tend to think makeup looks great on everyone. Try and drink some water first thing in the morning. It always helps to wake me up. Being nice to people. Stretching when waking and before going to bed. Meditation and gratitude journaling. A shower. I counted 39 unique things here that aren't jokes. 39 x 5 minute equals 3 hours and 15 minutes. I guess it only takes 5 minutes can be as BS as for only the price of a cup of coffee. If I counted the jokes, you'd also be out of hundreds of dollars a day and have masturbated several dozen times. It's funny how so many people come up with the exact same joke. Are you warming every suggestion to masturbate is a joke? Meditation. Silence is golden. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.